Hi guys, it's me, Squiblet. Today, starting something that will change as I change. But I think it's urgent to begin speaking to people like this because it is not inauthentic. That is to say, it is hopefully authentic, but also that it strikes chords with people who are not exposed to this kind of information ever. So today I wanted to talk about meditation and perhaps knowing yourself, which that could be separated into like a five-part deal. No, probably more than that, probably like a 50 part deal. Who knows? Okay, look, we're going with it. So what I mean by know thyself is what do we know about ourselves? Most of the time, to see ourselves, we look into places that aren't right now. We look into places like the past, essentially. What the story of us says about us. And it's very all-encompassing. It includes your mistakes, all of your mistakes, your pitfalls or failures, but as well your good things, the good aspects about you, or what you would say is good about you. Maybe you're kind. Maybe you are not so kind, but that's one of your mistakes, one of your pitfalls. The reason that this plays into our story is because we hold on to these ideas about ourselves, these concepts. But because it's happened in a place that isn't now, we are associating with something that is no more than a dream. So the way that works is because in both cases of a dream, like a sleeping state, and an awake state, where in both cases, you're looking into the past, but you physically cannot escape the present. You cannot escape the present. So when we identify with the past, or with a story, with a dream, we lose power. We lose ability. And our primary ability, or maybe one of the more important abilities to have and to be able to utilize, is free choice, willpower, or telema, which telema means divine will. So it's like when we are never looking into the present, we're just identified with the person or an idea that isn't us. Or we're just identified with something that isn't us. So, if that makes sense to you, good because where that leads into meditation is that meditation is the only way for us to know ourselves, because it requires you to look into the present. In Buddhism, it's said that you look into the present to know the future, that you look into the past to know the present. So in that sense, it is helpful to look into the past and to reflect on things and understand why you are the way you are now. But that when you continue to identify and get caught up with the past, you are identified with something that isn't real. So this is why it's important to start meditation practice. And this is why it's important to be hearing these things and to be thinking about these things, because we all have a story, even so technically spiritual people, they typically will hold on to the ideas about themselves before they were spiritual, the story of themselves before they were spiritual. But whenever you hold on to those ideas, there's a part of you that cannot be free. Your consciousness, or your telema, is focused on that aspect, or bottled up in that aspect. Just like the idea of ego, that we have many of them. So I wonder about it. I hope you guys do too.